Now we're going to talk through the P system. P system has 10 sections to it. Basically, it's position 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to be focusing, because it's takeaway, on P1 and P2. P1 is setup. Setup allows everything else to filter from there. So if we get that right, again, easy wins to get onto that second section. So we're going to go through a little bit of a pre-shot routine for us to help us along the way in terms of grip and posture that allow specific movements to happen in your backswing. We're then going to look into further videos in terms of actually how the movement happens. Now, one of the big things that people don't take care enough on is the grip. Grip actually dictates what this club's going to do on the backswing, not only in terms of what the face is doing, but also how that generation of power, torque, twisting of the handle is going to happen. So we need to make sure the grip's in the right place to allow everything to happen from that point as well. So if we start with the grip, grip is obviously really important for club face control. So if we get this right, again, easy wins. We want to have a position where your hands are placed on the club consistently. So a pre-shot routine on your grip is really essential, but position-wise is the most important. Now, most people will have, when I'm doing lessons, will have some sort of interlock grip. This usually sets off a chain reaction to have a stronger grip. We want to be in a position that we can have positional-wise good, but the interlocking, overlapping, or baseball grip doesn't matter which one we choose. So in terms of grip, what we're looking for. Now from top view, from your view there, we want to see three knuckles on the left side. This left thumb is going to be on the right side of the club, and the right hand is going to do the opposite. So I'm actually going to put my right hand more on top here. My right thumb is going to be on the left side. This creates like a trigger here, and then you can go interlock, overlock, baseball, based off what's comfy for you. Now that comfiness is going to be based off how big your hands are. So one to double check. From there though, that allows us to get into a position that if I was to take my hands off, they're more likely to be here. Now we're in opposing positions in terms of this one's this way, this one's this way. Now they can work together. If we have a strong grip, for example, I'm going to go underneath with my right hand. I'm going to go underneath or on top with my left. Both are working this way, so they're more likely to go this way, closing that club face, potentially causing hooks. Or another option, which is probably a really common one that I see, is the right hand goes underneath. When that's underneath, it activates your bicep. As you're coming back down and through, you hold on tight with this hand. We then don't release that club face. It sends the ball to the right hand side as well. So you can see how essential the grip is to getting us in place. So a pre-shot routine for you. This is one that Adam Scott uses. What he does, he puts the club to his side like so. Club face is pointing away from him and holds the club far into like here, which then from that position there, we wrap around the fingers around the club, and you'll see that we get in position automatically. One of the key things here is where that hand position is from the start. So we don't want to hold it like this. We want it right in the fingers where you're literally just holding onto the club. Wrap around, we'll be in position here. From your top view, if I was to let go here and go like so, I can hold onto that club pretty well by this finger and the pad holding on. If we are, let's say, too weak, it would look more like this. As soon as I let go, the club falls out my hand. Opposite would be if I go too strong, it's an effort for me to hold onto that club face. So you can see that if we get this right, from here, 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 I can be here all day, nice and comfortable. Once you've got the left arm, the right hand then needs to follow. Now this thumb's going to sit in the pocket of your hand here. That allows us to go from this position and gets that hand more on top. What we don't want to see is any of your fingernails from the top view here. We want to be somewhere around about here. Those two positions there allow us to have the proper grip. From there, setup wise, we want to have hinge at the start, but also arm position as well to allow certain movements to happen. First of all, hinge wise, we want to have from here to here, we want to have a position where my hands are dropped down pretty vertically and the club kicks out here. A common fault is to hold it pretty straight here, which then encourages excess movement. We're going to be somewhere around about here because in the backswing, eventually, we're going to get into a position we're going to hinge this club more up. This hinge allows us to unhinge and allows us to hit the ground. So we're going to go in a position that we have very slight bend in this wrist at this point. Going to be different depending on what club we've got. I've got a 60 degree here, but it's going to be exactly the same with, I've got a 6 iron, that position wise, very similar here. The club's just going to be further away from you. Now to get into a setup that helps us, get rid of that one, is you're going to start the club out very straight, keep the head out in front of you at your head height, then tuck your elbows into your rib cage while keeping the club head here. Now we've got appropriate wrist hinge at the start to then go and bend from your hip. As soon as you're a couple of foot off the ground, drop the club down. Now we're in setup. From this view, we do the same. Now because we tucked in your elbows to your rib cage, you'll find that this elbow tucks in and points this way. This is going to help us eventually. And this right elbow, we actually want to spin a little bit more so the elbow joint is going to be pointing this way. These two things are going to help us with rotation and keeping that club on the backswing where we want to be. But this is what the setup wants. Look at good grip, good setup with the hands position, good elbow positions at the same time as well. From here, we can then start the backswing.